Good morning. It's Sunday.
Hey,
It's Sunday. And guess what? We just
we
beat
won
Leicester.
again.
Fucking gain. Wasn't it great yesterday, lads? Look who we got here. All of us are
Yes.
chuffed this morning. Dave don't look too happy.
Oh, I am. I am. It's look, hey, I've
He's
got the Steve
hanging out.
haircut.
You got what? Steve haircut.
I've got the Steve haircut. I've just done it this morning.
There's a
Just
few
done
bits
it.
sticking up. I can see it. It's all there.
Yeah, I was going for the Angus look, but I couldn't quite get there.
I've gone for the reverse, Steve.
No, not really.
All right.
Well, good morning, everyone. We got Paul Evans here on Celebrity Squares to my right, just above Dave, so he can put his foot down and just give Dave a bit of a stamp on the head if he wants. We got Pete in his normal, relaxed, like Renaissance pose he's often in, I think. I think it'd be good if Pete come nude one day, well, perhaps a loincloth, and just give us a bit of a Renaissance pose. And there's look, talking of Renaissance poses. We got Angus at the top. Look, you can see he's just got out of that bed this morning. He's quickly put the quilt on. He's been out of bed about 10 minutes. And Pete's got blooming Bolt with him. Look. Did anyone see Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I've seen most of them.
Yeah, Bolt's a bit like one of the wolf hounds in it. But anyway, it's Sunday morning and we go have a little chat about the Blues. We're going to talk our usual nonsense about everything, really. I've got a few things I want to talk about as well. But first of all, yesterday's display. I don't know. It's a really hard game to discuss. I know we've won, but there's a lot of stuff going on, wasn't there? Let's have a little listen to what. There's Billy here. Let's have a little listen to what Pete has got to say. Give us 1 minute, Pete, till Bill comes. You can say hello to him.
Morning, guys.
Only.
Look, he hasn't got his camera on. I knew he wouldn't have. He don't put his
Yes.
camera on Sunday mornings because he looks rough and his hair is all like.
No, it's not. It's just I'm still in bed, I'll be honest. But
Yeah.
what you call it? Now, hang on a second. I didn't get back in till late Friday evening. I'm fucking getting on a plane in 2 hours again to go to
It's Sunday
Barcelona.
now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm going to Barcelona today for the week for more work. So,
Barcelona, very nice. It's a
well,
nice city, Barcelona. Actually, go and have a little look down at the Gothic Quarter. It's a
yeah,
wonderful city. We're just going to actually start talking about the game. So I just
yeah.
said I want to hear what Pete's got to think about it because it's always interesting to hear Pete's take on it. What do you think, Pete?
Well, so much positivity. You compare it to the Derby game, like when we was playing 10 men. Yesterday, the whole atmosphere, especially where I was anyway, you just had that whole vibe that people were patient enough, thinking, expecting that the breakthrough would happen.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think what I think contributed to that, of course, was the amazing start, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think what's his name? The right fullback. Anyway, Pereira, I think, from that very first minute when Osman ran Pereira, like attacked him, took the ball off him, and just and ran. I think he never looked happy. I mean, the fullbacks had a nightmare, didn't they, yesterday? Later on in the game, we seen Abdullah Fatawa come back and mark him for a bit, and he did give him a little bit of a run in terms of speed. But this lad's like someone else, isn't he? You don't see him a lot for a while, and then suddenly, he's just there, isn't he?
Explodes. Yeah.
well, it was quite funny, like because we was in the Gil American way. As soon as he's robbed the ball, um, everyone was sort of like screaming, shoot, 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 because sort of like Begovic, his positioning, obviously weren't expecting him to get robbed. He was miles ahead of his goal. And then he carried it forward, and I'm thinking, oh, just fucking shoot, but there's a reason why he's a footballer and I'm a flipping idiot, you know what I mean? lovely finish.
Did really well, didn't he? He was really measured when he took that, and he knew exactly where he was going when he picked it up. But he was a pain all the way through the game for them when they couldn't take their eyes off him. And you know, it's like we've seen it. In fact, we've seen it against Leicester a couple of seasons ago, didn't we? With Mavadidi, he did. He was quiet yesterday. We kept him quiet, but that day when they beat, I think he scored a hat trick against us, and it was just like that day with him. Every time he gets the ball, you're thinking, oh, Jesus, no. But yes, he was absolutely brilliant. Good morning, Sean.
Morning, Steve. Morning, lads.
Morning.
How are you, mates?
But so getting back to the Osman though, so we're 1-0 up, and then all we're seeing is like, you're thinking, oh, just get the ball to him, and we didn't. Leicester seemed to get a bit of a foothold in the game a bit. Their goal, what a flipping hit that was, weren't it?
It was an absolutely beautiful goal, and I mentioned him last week, and I mentioned him before we played Leicester last time, and he scored after 8 minutes against us last time at the Walker Stadium. But Abdullah Fatah is like one of the best right wingers in the Championship easily. I mean, he's a Premier League player, and that finish says it all, doesn't it? I mean, it wasn't really a chance, was it? You can have a little bit of a moan about no one picked him up, but you don't expect to finish like that, do you?
No. But it's like I say, if you think, oh, here we go again and whatever, but then the bloke, I haven't seen it back, but it looked a bit of an horrific studs up challenge anyway.
It was studs up. Here's Clive.
Makes it easier than you might think.
It was studs up, Pete, and the replay will show you that. And I listened. I had a little listen to some of the Leicester feedback yesterday afterwards. The manager and a few other people. And what's his name? Anyway. Andy King, and they were sort of saying, well, like with the fact that like a harsh refereeing decision against us, but it really wasn't. You go up, studs up like that into a player, you're going off. There ain't nothing else going to happen, and it did hurt him as well, I think. I think we were lucky that he didn't have any real issue.
I actually thought he was one of the better referees I've seen down at the stadium this season. I thought he was fairly consistent. I thought it was okay, and it was a bang-on red card all day long from what I could see.
As soon as it happened, I thought that's a red. And then when his hand goes in his pocket, you think, is he going to chicken out here a little bit? Is he going to produce a yellow? But
I thought he had a bit of help from his linesman as well.
Yeah, I believe so, because I don't think he could see it. I think it was the linesman that sent him off. Good morning, Clive.
Good morning, good morning to everyone.
Good morning, Clive. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. Everything's going all right, thank you.
They didn't do the rest of your face while they were there.
Oh, it's a lot of progress involved. You won't recognise me in months to come.
Mate, you're talking much better.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm talking a bit better now. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't talk too bleeding much, will you?
Okay, well, thank you for asking, everybody. Thank you.
Listen, Clive, we was all thinking about you in the week, mate. We put a little thing in the group saying, we're all thinking of Clive today, and we were, and it's absolutely great. You look absolutely great today, mate.
Thank you very much indeed, Steve. Thank you, everyone.
It's lovely to see you, son.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
While we're on this red card thing, put your manager's head on. Something had to be done about the Blues winger there. Yeah. And if I was a manager there, I'd have better say to one of my players, you're going to have to do this. He's causing major problems.
Yeah. But is it worth losing someone for?
Can we just refer to him as Osman Bolt? Because I have never seen a player. Do we watching towards the end of the second half? A long ball came out a diagonal from defence, and it was like, that's going out. And bloody Osman Bolt, it was incredible. He got there, kept it in, and I think we had a half-decent chance from it in the end. But it was a lost cause. I have never seen a Blues player move that quick.
Chris Davis made the point about the fact that he does an awful lot of defensive work. Not only is he quick, but he covers a lot, and he does. You'll see him sometimes on the right-hand side of defence, and you think, "Well, fucking hell, where did he come from?" But I think he was all over a really good display yesterday, and the new lads played well. Vicente was a bit quiet, wasn't he, for a while? And you saying that, Pete, about Leicester got a little bit of a grip into the game after we scored. I think they did, but just before the sending off, we were starting to get back into the ascendancy, weren't we? We had 2 or 3 attacks, and I think we just settled ourselves down. So I don't think. I know obviously playing against 10 men makes a difference, but I still think we would have won that game. I think we had enough. I think Solis in the middle with Paik in front of the back four looks solid. Pete, I seen your little note about Iwata yesterday. It's funny because I thought for a while towards the end of that first half, Iwata looked like he was getting caught out of position a lot, and I think it's all down to pace.
Yeah. I just want to get back. I'll get onto that in a minute, but I just want to go back to Osman, and on about how quick he was. I'd love to see a foot race between him and Louis Donoghue in his prime. There's a bit of a difference though in that Louis would put his head down and not be aware of what was around him. This bloke looks the real deal. That he's got game awareness as well as that unbelievable speed. I'm just remembering back to that Stoke game and first impressions of him when he was wearing his slippers or something. Well, literally because he was slipping all over the place. Yeah. He was falling on his arse. He was kicking the ball into touch, and I'm thinking, Jesus, what have we got here? But how wrong was I? Not for the first time, because old Solis there. When I first seen him at Sheffield Wednesday, I think I said to you, didn't I? I says that there's bits of him. You're going up to Hillsborough, and it was like watching a Carlton Palmer. All of a sudden, these telescopic legs come from everywhere, and he's sort of gone up in my estimation now from being a Carlton Palmer to being a young Patrick Vieira. The bloke absolutely dominates that midfield, don't he?
Going back to what Paul says, Louis Donoghue in a foot race. I think that Osmond will just leave him for dead.
Yeah.
He was quick, Louis was, but I don't know. Osman is extremely quick, isn't he? He's a young lad as well, of course, and he's one. If you look at his pedigree, he's a Brighton player, isn't he? So they do. They have some wonderful footballers, don't they, Brighton? They produce such good youngsters, and they're good friends with us, aren't they? Look how many players we got off them.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Pete, because I know he's sitting behind me somewhere. Did you notice Vicente getting quite frustrated towards the end of the first half?
I did, yeah. I was just about to come on to him as well. Some of his the way he can control the ball and his touch and everything is absolutely superb, but it's almost like he's a work in progress because he's on a different wavelength. There's a lot of people he gets the ball in so quick. That's his game, isn't it? He's not fannying about with it.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a few games for the rest of the players to get onto his wavelength. Because he's certainly on a different wavelength to Iwata when the pair of them were going forward.
Yeah. He's looking for the ball. Different player to us. I just want to say good morning to our lovely Em. Look,
morning.
A rose between 7 or 8 thorns.
Thorns? Is that what you're calling yourselves?
Hey, watch it. How are you, darling? You all right?
I'm all right. Yeah.
Look, you got the same background as me, almost.
Reece got a little bit drunk last night, so I've left him hanging.
Again?
Leave him where he is.
I've left him hanging. His friend's gone over and broke his ankle.
Ooh.
He slipped on a glass bottle in the pub and broke his ankle.
Oh.
I was like, I'm so glad it's not Reece. We need the money for him going to work.
You mustn't laugh.
It's quite
Just
You
going
know,
back to that about
Steve, this
Vicente, I
Steve,
think.
Steve,
Sorry,
this is
yeah.
the most Steve, this is the most we've ever had on, I think, on this
Don't
Zoom meeting.
don't let us down by saying stuff like that. But people
No,
that
it's
are in for
great
the first time will
because
think, well, how
it's
many
going
they
to build.
usually have four.
It's going to build and build and build, isn't it?
Listen,
It's
it's
going to
going to
build
look
and build and
like,
build.
I don't know, it's quite nice, isn't it, to see so many people. And yeah, so just going back to Vicente, there were some moments where, I mean, that when he brought the ball out of the sky and just killed it, that was worth the entrance fee, when it, absolutely beautiful skill. But Vicente is an out and out winger. Is different to Osman. Osman will cut in, he'll go outside. Vicente only has one thing on his mind, and that's to go around the outside. So, like the Buffalo Girls, right? So he just goes around the outside, if any of you can understand that. So he just picks the ball up. He's going to take it outside every single time. He'll cross it. He might bring it along the byline, but Osman will cut in. And that's the difference between Pat Roberts and Vicente. If you want a number 8, play Pat Roberts, because he'll go wide. He's left-footed. He'll cut in on his left foot. He always inverts Pat Roberts. You won't see Vicente do that. But there were moments yesterday with Vicente when I thought that that's La Liga all over. That is, he's such a Spanish footballer. He's got a lovely touch, and he's ginger. You can't have a ginger Spaniard, can you? Not can you? That's not a Spanish player, by the way.
No, he's
Can you?
Japanese, isn't he?
Pete, are you got any Spanish in you?
One of the bottle already had last night.
Pete, have you got any Spanish in you? You got a bit of ginger going on. Has he got his mic on?
Yeah, I'm going to get onto that a bit later anyway. But getting back to that Vicente, though, I'm getting frustrated. Like, I think it was Jay had played him in, and he'd had a shot, and Begovic had saved it. You thought his whole world had finished. He was absolutely distraught with himself for not putting it away. He's obviously got flipping high standards, that kid, hasn't he?
Yeah, probably should have scored.
Yeah, he's another one that, like you say, it's a work in progress. We've got to get used to their strengths as well.
Well, he's 28, so he's had a few years in in La Liga, so he's an established Spanish Premier League footballer, isn't he?
Yeah. How good was
26.
Wagner yesterday as well?
Pardon?
I mean, there's so many plus points. I mean, I know with Newman, it was a shame he got injured, because I thought that some of his ball carrying was actually okay this week. I don't know what you thought of him. I thought he was very unlucky with that. With the disallowed goal, I haven't seen that one back.
I think it was a goal, I think if it was on VAR, probably, don't know, like, when you split absolute hairs. But I can't see any referee saying that was definitely offside. And if there's any doubt like that, that was a goal. It was. There was nothing in it. But anyway, it wasn't given, was it? So it's a shame. But Neumann has played so much better over the last few games. But it was interesting to see him move Iwata to centre half, wasn't it? Because we was in the ascendancy so much that we didn't really need 2 centre halves. We just had like 3 at the back, didn't we, as we finished the game?
Yeah, but the other side of that, though, what a perfect match scenario to bring Bright on as well, who didn't have to do any defending. All he was like give a license to push forward, and didn't he do well in his little half an hour?
I was saying actually a bit earlier, Pete, that I seen the Bright interview afterwards, and I was also mentioning the fact that I think there was definitely dressing room issues before the Coventry game and leading up to Watford. I think there was a few players that were a little bit like out of order, in my opinion. with what was going on in the dressing room, I think, and I think that affected some players. I think Bryce Asai Samuel was one of them, because to hear his post-game interview yesterday, he was saying he looked so happy and how much better the dressing room was. Well, for him to say how much better the dressing room was, he's only been with us for 7 months. So there must have been some issues in that dressing room before he went to to the African nations, in my opinion. And but anyway, whatever it was, Chris Davis has got it sorted, hasn't he?
Well, it could have
Well,
been
yeah,
one or two of the players that's been shipped on as well, Steve. They could have been causing issues.
Well,
that's
that's
it. You
exactly the
don't know,
point I'm
do you?
making.
Like, people make a joke, or what does Iwata do to keep being played? Well, you don't know what goes on in the dressing room. You don't know tactics. You don't know what they've discussed. You don't know the
Iwata, I mean,
training they've
Iwata's an
had.
absolute,
You
he's a
know what I
diamond,
mean? But
He can,
these are the people who make really horrible comments on Facebook. Like,
yeah.
some people shouldn't be allowed on the internet.
Oh,
I know.
like Iwata, you can see. To me, I can see why
Databus gone then, him.
would
Well,
all play. You've got a bloke there who basically is sort of like a midfield player who's helped us out as a right back, who ended up playing at centre half. You know what I mean? He helped us out,
exactly.
Yeah, he
to,
might be in goal next week.
but
Well,
He's absolutely he's an absolute diamond, isn't he? Because
he is, so I
everyone wants
don't
a player
understand the
that's
comments.
everyone wants a player that's versatile, and he's very versatile, and
He
he's very
is.
good. The other one that comes in for a lot of grief is Pike, and Pike
Oh, yeah.
yesterday. Well, Pike alongside um, uh, John Solis looks like a much more relaxed
yeah,
footballer than he has done for a while, because he hasn't had a proper partner with him. I don't mean any disrespect to Doyle for that, because for me, Doyle and Pike
Player.
together are a little bit too lightweight. You put Solis there, and Solis and Pike in front of that back four, make the back four. And it's no coincidence, Pete, that Neumann looks more comfortable, because
yeah.
Solis comes back and brings the ball out now, rather than having the centre halves having to do it, or
Uh,
Pike does the work for them.
I think
And yeah,
there's
Neumann looks better because he's got a lot more help from the people that should be helping him.
yeah, I think there's another thing also going on, Steve, with Neumann and Dux, and it may come to Vicente's. Neumann and Dux in particular are finally getting used to the championship. And I think, from playing in the Bundesliga, it's obviously a lot different. It's, they're playing more games, what they're playing Bundesliga. So I think it's just a time that some players need a little bit more time than others to settle into the championship game.
Yeah, they're not used to playing so many games, are they, for a start
No.
off? And I think the other thing with that is, it's like you say, like Vicente, he's used to playing the games, and he's a seasoned professional. It's just Spanish football's different to English, but he's a very English Spanish footballer, if you want. I like Vicente, but with in terms of Neumann and like Neumann and Dux. Neumann's had his issues settling in, and still Dux, he doesn't figure a lot in the game, but then when he does,
Oh, my word.
that ball
That
yesterday
pass
for
was amazing.
Stansfield,
Brilliant. Yeah.
it's all you need, isn't it? Because Stansfield, fair play to him, a great finish, but Dux has got that vision, and if you watch the ball there was a view of it yesterday from behind. So you see Docs pick the ball up, and you see Stansfield to the left
Yeah.
just start to make the run, and you can see that ball from Docs. He has the vision to play that ball, and Stansfield knew where he wanted it, and it was a good finish, wasn't it?
Yeah. If Declan Rice had played that ball, the bloody commentators would have been like it was like Messi-like or whatever. It was such a quality ball.
Yeah.
The weight of it, and to see the run that Stansfield was on, and and Stansfield made it an even better pass, because the striker will always make the pass look good if his
Yeah.
movement is good. And the two of them, it was just a peach of a goal, that was.
Yeah, it's a well timed ball and a well finished goal into the far corner. And of course, once we score, then we did sort of go a little bit. Leicester came 2 or 3 or 4 yards forward, didn't they? They
Yeah.
took the high line up, and fair play to Andy King. They went with a 4-3-2. Which really, for a team, with 10 men, that's taking a big risk. Although they had nothing to lose, really, in the position they're in the league. All they were going to do was concede another goal. But they did put us under a little bit of pressure, didn't they, when they changed, into that shape. Suddenly, when we scored that goal, they did change a bit, and fair play to Andy King. He brought the game to us a bit.
This business of playing against 10 men, it can be a real challenge. I don't know if any of you were watching Man United and Tottenham, and Man United are a team on form at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
Romero got sent off in the first half, and Man United went 1-0 up, but they never got the second goal till about the 80th minute.
They kept at it.
That's
It's
how
all
tough
about
it can be.
patience, isn't it, when you're down
Yeah.
to 10 men?
Yeah. And
Wear them out.
that's what I was saying earlier on. Some of the people around me just did not have any patience to see what was going on, and to get behind the players to keep working it really.
We're going to just have a break from football for a couple of minutes and just let our lovely Em tell us about something that we got going on.
I was just going to
this,
ask. I was
this
just going to
week.
ask Emma if she's okay.
Well,
Is that
she's
you
going to tell
doing,
you now, aren't you, Em?
I
No,
am,
so
yeah.
we've got
Well,
a
I've
little
got
bit
the
of
kids this morning, so it's a bit mad.
we got a bit of fundraising going on this week.
We
Christmas has
have.
gone. We spent a load of money in that, so Em's going to tell you what we're going to
Do you
do.
know what? We did spend quite a lot of money at Christmas, and I don't think people realise. Like, we funded the grotto for both parties, so that was a massive chunk of what we have.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
also had to.
to be fair though, Em, just 1 second. I think the thing, obviously, like we're a much bigger group than some of the other groups, so we
Yeah,
have got a bit more fun.
so we did
I
have
think we
the
spent about
advantage.
£2 over Christmas, probably a bit more. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure,
we
like
had the
Tony, probably
advantage.
outspent
We
us, and
had
a
the
few others
advantage
did.
really because we have 20 plus thousand members, so we're quite lucky in that we had that advantage.
Yeah,
So that worked quite well. But we also paid for the Christmas lunch for the pensioners,
yeah,
and we also had to restock winter warmer hampers because last year we sent out so many from October to even January. I was still sending them out.
yeah,
So we had to restock those twice.
yeah,
So that took quite a big dent because when you restock them, you have to buy multiple of every item. And the response to that was absolutely phenomenal this year. Like,
yeah.
I didn't realise how many over 65s and veterans were struggling like that to be warm.
Yeah, it's
So
really
we
hard,
get,
and to be fair, I mean, the driving force behind this year has been you, to be honest. We always try and put it out there, and we do as well as we can. But you were sort of relentless with it, and I love
I
you for that
wasn't
because
giving
you
up this
just
year.
kept it going.
I weren't giving up this year because we had so many people that we wanted to help. And doing what we did, we managed to help so many. And the Christmas lunch we had as well, that was amazing. Like, people who wouldn't normally go out got to come and have a lunch and meet fellow people their own age and things. So that was really nice. But because we have items donated from John at Amazon Gold, John's donated us a KRO ring, and when I tell you it's beautiful, it
Have you
is
got it there?
beautiful. I haven't got it with me; it's at home. But what I'll do is, I'm going to pop a picture of it into the group later on with some information about how you can win. The ring as well. It is solid and it is heavy.
Is it the same one that Clive's got?
It's the same one. It's similar to Clive's, yeah. Clive, has yours got the black background?
He's off to get it.
Oh, well, if Clive's got the background, the black background on the ring, then it's the same one.
Yeah.
But it is stunning.
Come on, Clive, let's have a look.
No, it's different to Clive's. This one is a silver band like this, but in the middle it's a circle. and in the circle, it's a black enamel, and inside it says KRO.
That's it. Yeah.
And
Yours is the World and Football, isn't it?
yeah, Clive had the
Clive.
badge, didn't he?
Yeah.
Clive
Couldn't
should
have
do some
picked
modelling
anybody
on the
more
shopping channel.
deserving for that
That's
one,
from
Clive.
John as well.
I mean, I've had loads of pieces from John. I buy regularly from him. And I've never had a bad piece from John, not ever, and I've never seen anybody have a bad piece from him. And he
Yeah, well,
gives
I
so
got
much
Beck one
to us.
last week, didn't I? You know,
You bought
the
Beck that chain. Oh, hers is stunning. It's like your one she's had, isn't it? Just slightly smaller.
it's just smaller. It's like the girls' version, isn't it?
Yeah, she's had the girly one, hasn't she? The one that
Yeah,
was just a bit smaller, but that's lovely as well.
yeah.
But he's give us that. And now we've got a way where we don't have to pay GoFundMe fees. That is going to mean when people donate, we're not going to just get £4 of it. We're going to get the entire donation. And one
I
poor
don't
lady.
think Stripe will be running for this one.
No, it's not. I don't think it's up for this one, but it is going to be ready to make
Yeah.
the next ones a
Yeah.
lot more easier. And the donation way with that one as well is a lot more simpler than donating with Just Giving, because you can just donate to it straight off your card and it goes straight into where it's got to go. There's
Yeah, it's really
nobody
good.
taking 50p's here and 20p's there for something.
Yeah, because we've got the new website which should be opening in about 2 or 3 weeks, shouldn't it? I think.
That looks so good.
Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do on it
There's
still,
so
but
much, do you know what? There's so much information for like mental health, what we do, where the funding comes from, what we do with the funding. It's all there for people to see.
it's got an RSS feed as well to BBC, and I think we're going to get one to.
Constantly updated with the latest news, the
Yeah.
latest fixtures, results, how our ladies are getting on.
Yeah, we're really excited by it. I think it's going to be really good, but we've just got to furnish it with information now, haven't we?
We have, haven't we?
The hard work's sort of
Paul
been done.
Pete's having to go and dig through his archives.
Yeah, and Sean obviously, was Sean in the middle there,
Yeah,
who's
I
in the
met
middle of our
Sean.
celebrity square. Sean did the first one, and we know how hard it is to try and keep that updated Sean in it. I mean, Sean's got his own full-time job and everything, but when you can, the reason we're able to do this way is because of the lottery community.
But it just means that we can
The
each
community
update
funding that we
regularly.
have from the National Lottery, where we got like £20,000 funding, and they suggested that we use. It's a guy that did all the Yellow Pages websites.
Are you going to use your domain name, your BCFC, the project?
I think what's going to happen, Sean, I was going to speak to you about it, is I think we just need to. I think there's a way where we just overtake that one that you have, but it's not going to be a GoDaddy one. It's going to be their own. Yeah.
But I can if he just gets in touch with me, I can either transfer the domain name or forward it to the site. Just need an IP address, really.
Absolutely
but
brilliant.
It's just going to make finding information.
Sean, I just want to say a massive thank you to Sean, because over the last year or so, I've been a pain in the arse to him sometimes. Sean, can you do that? Sean, can you do this? And he's got his own life as well, So now we got someone that hasn't got their own life. We can put a bit more pressure on them. But Sean's been absolutely brilliant, and of course Sean's been with us at the project from the very outset.
Guys, I'm going to have to run. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to run because Gracie is not behaving.
All right. Have a good day. Thank you,
See
darling.
you all soon.
We'll have the website in the group.
Yeah,
Bye,
definitely.
darling.
Bye.
Bye, love.
Yeah. She's so enthusiastic, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a good girl,
Steve, so whilst we're on about that, could I just hog 5 minutes of your time?
Of course you can.
Yeah. So obviously with this website, there's going to be lots of different sections and that. I'm going to be doing a lot of the history side of blues, which is my bag really. But in amongst that history thing, it's something that I've always wanted to do. Is have a site where people can post about people that they've lost. Yes, we think, oh, what you're talking about this for on a Sunday morning, but there's so many people out there who've got stories to tell about people that they've lost. Blues, part of the Blues family that's gone, and I want to get it all together in one place, because, as I always say, this club is its fans. We are the heart and soul of whatever Birmingham City is. We can talk about statistics, games, players, and everything, but to me, the most important part of our club, and always has been and always will be, are its supporters. Now, some have a voice to be able to speak for themselves now, but it'd be nice if we could just have a space for people to go and put a picture in, give a few little words about people.
Like the
Yeah, of course, Pete.
remembrance board.
We lost a friend of ours. Billy and Sean knew him. I don't know if you knew Derek Stokes, Pete.
But as soon as I saw the picture come up, I thought, bloody hell, God, another one. I mean, as it was last night, we was quite funny, really. It was say funny, not the right word, is it? But we were all out raising a glass, because it was sort of like 8 years since we'd lost one of our friends, and then you're having to. It's no wonder we all end up pissed, because you end up having a toast for all the other people that you know who've gone. And we had this room that was full of people that there weren't much hair left anymore, but it was full of people who've been going down the Blues for over 50 years plus. Like, your Pete Bevanses, your Seftons, your Andy Gibbs, George Weir, just all full of people. There weren't a flipping Penguin shirt in sight. There wasn't a talk of a football top. It was just proper Blues. You know what I mean? And it was wonderful to be amongst such lovely company. And we've obviously telling stories as people were about Gary Stokes, and it's just nice if we had a space to be able to people to go onto a web page, look and post and remember people.
Yeah, it's called the Remembrance Board on the site.
Sorry, Sean.
It's called a Remembrance Board on the site. It's a virtual remembrance board. It's pretty popular and very topical.
Yeah, and I think what Pete's looking at doing as well. Obviously, we're going to have other stuff. If you want to send a photo of I don't know, like your dad's program from the FA Cup final in 1956, you can. But what Pete's talking about, obviously, is like you're just saying, then remembering people. I don't know if you've seen Pat's. What's his bloody surname, Pat?
Haslam.
Haslam. Pat Haslam's post, fucking hell. Pat Haslam's post this morning, they were out last night with the Merrys and that, and they were all drinking and remembering Derek going back years and years and years to his Acock Screen days, and those sort of things are nice, aren't they? But to get it in print as well is quite good, and you can read about other people's stories, which is nice.
Yeah, well, I had a word with Johnny. Johnny Aaron, and because obviously he goes back a bit further than me, and there's so many people. Although we got mutual friends, there's others that he's got photos of and stories, and then obviously there's the ones who've for getting up a bit more up to date with Tony.
Does Will know his camera's on?
With Squid and Lorraine and Hoppy and Elvis. There's I don't know how we're going to work it, but we need to be able to people to be able to post to it. You know,
They
they're
won't
not.
be able to post directly to it, but they can post to us, who we can directly post into it.
Yes, yeah. But we can put that out near to the time, can't
Yeah,
we?
and the other thing as well is we're going to have a project feed which is running all the time in the footer. So you can go onto the site and you can join Facebook from there straight away by just going into the footer. So it's all like going to be good, I think. But and of course, like it's going to have I was talking earlier to Paul. Paul was saying sometimes, and we all get it. A little bit of dodgy mental health and stuff. And we've got a big section of the website is about mental health, because this is the whole reason that we doing the stuff with the lottery funding. Is the mental health aspect of it. So a lot of it will be there. There'll be signposting for people that have issues. There'll be apps for your phones that, if you feel suicidal or if you're likely to, you can have an app that, you can play the app and it will give you messages and tell you to contact straight away and all that sort of thing. As much help as we can for people. And of course, we got our finger on the button as well. 3, 4, 5 of us are mentally health trained. So, one of us can get to you all the time. And listen, when you get into those positions, you need someone close by, don't you?
Yeah, I'd like to try and add in on that a little bit. I don't know where to say, is it full mental health? But there's just this amazing stat where one of the big things is not necessarily mental health, but loneliness. And the big cohort is in men aged 55 upwards. How many men in their 55s upwards actually suffer loneliness or feel lonely or feel alone?
I think out
Yeah,
of
I
1, 2,
Paul,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us, right? I think
Paul,
3 of us are men that live alone.
yeah. Can I? And it's not just men that live alone. I'm married, yeah, but
Yeah,
my wife's always out at work. I've retired.
yeah,
I've got two cats and a dog to talk to. The only time I go out, we've gone down because we haven't got any money. We've gone down to one car, so I can't go out when the wife's got the car. I walk the dog 3 times a day and hopefully bump into somebody I can have a chat to. The weather we've just been having, that doesn't happen very often. And I can honestly say I'm lonely. And Steve knows this, that at the end of July, I hadn't got the dog then, I stopped going out.
Mm.
From July to November, I only left the house to go to Morrison's shopping. That's all I did.
Yeah, and,
Everything's
and, and
frozen.
obviously, when I said there's 3 of us that are men that live alone, it doesn't mean exclusively men that live alone that get lonely or whatever, But I think it's and I'm not like lessening what you said there, Dave. But you've got someone coming out home at the end of the night or something, But it is difficult when you live on your own. It doesn't really affect me that much. I've got a very social job, so sometimes I'm glad to get away from people. But I know it affects other people in different ways, and I
yeah.
think providing you have your own coping mechanism, uh, then find a way of getting a mechanism that works for you. And once you've done that, it really helps. But sometimes it just runs away with you, doesn't it? And you don't have an opportunity to sort of cage the animal, if you know what I mean. It's a very difficult thing to handle.
Yeah, have a Google of it. The loneliness cohort of men of 55. It's quite staggering. The numbers
Yeah.
that are actually coming in on this nowadays.
Well, and the amount of people that you talk to that have mental health issues, I think virtually everyone does in this day and age. I mean, you only have to go onto Facebook for an hour. I mean, go into some of the other groups if you want to have a little bit
Oh,
of
that'll give you
get
mental
your
health
blood pressure
problems
high.
anyway.
Just pop into one of the other groups for 10 minutes.
But I would say, Steve, with this website that's coming out, we can also, obviously, what you've been saying, there's a section that will be there for mental health. I mean, I'm going to join in the next 2 weeks. There's a men's working group in Solihull on a Tuesday night, a Thursday night, you have highlighted where free parking is, and you go for a walk with 20, 25, 30 other men, talk about absolutely anything you want. So that's something to look forward to Tuesdays and Thursdays. And there's also a club just open for men walking, talking, which I'll try and put onto the page, operating from Church Road in Sheldon on a Sunday afternoon. So if we can utilise this website for things such as loneliness and bipolar and mental health issues, it's going to be very, very, very good, mate.
Yeah, Clive makes a good observation there. These men's walking groups are springing up everywhere now. We've got Warwick here, Leamington and Kenilworth. They've all got their groups now, and these have all sprung up in the last 18 months.
And that's good,
It also shows you as well, like that, what a powerful vehicle football is for bringing people together, for giving them a family that maybe that they haven't got as around them, but they find football is their family. Don't get me wrong. There's some places you can pull you apart, can't it? When you go on some and they're talking shite and slagging people up, but you will levitate towards people who think about yourself. Hence why we got a project group that's got over 25,000 members who are happy and levitate towards it because they're pissed off with all the flipping shite that goes on elsewhere.
Pete, excuse me, Pete. Can I ask that, Dave? Dave,
yeah.
Have you got a hobby other than football?
Photography.
Oh, you're same as me. So when I'm getting a bit, I often set a challenge of a photo a day.
Yeah,
and I'll go out. It might only be with my iPhone, but sometimes I'll take the camera out.
Yeah,
but, you know,
it's getting. Yeah, I've been doing that. I've been doing that for years, Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, believe it or not, I used to be a mental health instructor, so I know the coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if you're a mental health instructor or if you're a physical fitness instructor, it's a bit like being a car mechanic. The car mechanics always have the biggest bangers in the world, don't they?
Yeah.
I think obviously, like when you come down to coping mechanisms, everyone has their own, and it will be good when we have the website to see what other people's coping mechanisms are and how they get on with things, But it's quite interesting. I get quite a few people that come, even like, my weekly podcast when I do like an hour, probably 3 or 4 times a week in the day, live on Facebook. People actually comment to me that it helps them in terms of mental health, just to join in on that, like commenting on the post.
Well, it does, and Steve, this
astonishing, really.
This Zoom meeting, I've said to you before, this Zoom meeting, even though it starts at 10 o'clock, this reminds me of my Sunday lunchtime down the pub.
Yeah.
When I used to go, always used to go on a Sunday lunchtime down the pub, meet up with the lads and have a chat. This is meeting up with the lads and having a chat.
Yeah.
It's good, it's good mental exercise, isn't it, in a way? But so I think obviously that thing is going to be happening, and we're going to keep on top of it, and hopefully everyone will get a result from it, and we can share our issues and talk about people and things. And Pete's history section is going to be brilliant. And of course, we've got the Facebook feed, and we've got we're going to do some of our live stuff directly from the website, which will be good. I just want to make a little mention for someone called Carl Rainbird, who Carl had messaged me, and we don't share any content into our group because the minute you start sharing other podcasts, you have to let other ones go on and all that. And we're very, very strict about what goes into the group. Carl did ask me if he could share their podcast into the group. Well, we can't share just one and not others. But he's got a new podcast out. Him and his young lad are doing it, and it's called Keep Right On 1875. So if you want to have a little Google of that on YouTube, like search it, KRO 1875. Have a little listen to their podcast. I'm sure it's going to be good. And it's a young lad trying to have a go at podcasting for the first time. So if you can give him a little look, people that are watching, or even us here now, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Get football
getting back to
then.
football, Pete.
Yeah, man. So Albion Tuesday, you know what they're going to bring to the party, which is basically their manager has said what they are basically. They're just going to play percentage football. They're a big, strong, powerful, physical side who's going to play the set piece game, aren't they? So I think if Neumann's not fit, I think we're going to see our mate Mr. Panzo playing Tuesday night. Apart from him coming in for Neumann, can you see any other changes from what started on yesterday?
I might see Pat Roberts start, Vicente on the bench, and I think we might see Priska's first start, with Stansfield possibly on the bench. It's a difficult one because they're a big side, and Priska's height will probably be helpful. It's a difficult one, but it's hard to change a side that wins as well, isn't it? Although we did on Saturday, because obviously Pat Roberts was dropped, wasn't he, for Vicente? So we could see that one reversed. Roberts starting, Vicente coming on against a tired Albion. Possibly Priska, and obviously possibly Panzo.
Yeah, the other side of it, Steve, though, is like the Leeds game is a free hit, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know we can say, oh, we got to be worried about managing people's minutes and this, that, and the other. But
Albion's more important.
Tuesday is far more important. I would rather, them knacker themselves out on a Tuesday night, find that extra, mile in the tank for Tuesday, and then Sunday is a free hit.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if Solis and Pake start again, because I know he brought Doyle on, and Doyle actually put quite a good shift in when he came on, didn't he? He's a bit wayward at times with his shooting and stuff. There's a couple of times when he had an easier ball to play than try a shot, and I think who else was it that did that? Someone else, I can't remember. You know what? It might have been Osman. I think he had an easy ball into Priska. I think they were both on the pitch together. I think it was Priska. But anyway, point I'm making is, we could see a change there to a little bit more. Someone was saying earlier it'd be better to have Doyle alongside Solis because Doyle's more attacking minded. But the whole point of Doyle, of Priska and Pike, is that they're a good defensive unit in front of the back four. We got loads of creative players. We don't need to have another one as a defensive mid, do we really? Or do we?
Yeah, well, the thing is with Albion, like I said, there's so much different to Leicester. Leicester's big threat is come from individual brilliance, don't it?
Oh yeah, they've got some great players.
That's how they score their goals. The way Albion's set up is, like you say, is get a throw in, big long chuck into the box, and get a few units, big units up to try and get on the end of it there. But to break them down, what's the best way of doing that? Keep a bit of possession. They'd be happy to sit back all day, wouldn't they, Albion? If we've got to be quick.
Yeah, they're going to try and hit us on the break, I think. I don't think they're going to play like a low block at home unless they do. But, obviously our strengths, our speed, and passing ability, it's a little, if you want to say it's a little bit, we're a bit like Leicester in a way, aren't we? We're quick, we've got some good footballers. And if you're playing against a team that's a bit pedestrian, they're going to try and kick you a bit, and they're going to try and annoy you a bit and piss you off a bit and stop you playing. So what team do you play to combat that? See, I said you could play Priska up front, but then do you want to change the way we play just to suit Albion because they're a big team? Probably not really, do you?
Will's not on fire, is there? There's a load of smoke in his house.
No, but I don't think Albion are going to sit back against us because the fans just won't accept that. They'll call it a derby. It's not our derby, but they'll want to kind of make it look like they're putting a shift in and they're giving us a game. I don't see them sitting back at all.
I think if they come out to attack us, I think they're committing suicide.
But the thing is, though, Steve, is if they sit back against us, you can guarantee they'll just get fucking pounded on. I mean, I just can't.
They already are, mate. I think everyone hates the manager. I feel sorry for him. I don't know who he is.
I was just having a look. I think the last time West Brom scored was Friday, the 23rd of January. They're not scoring.
That's only a week ago.
Is it?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so the last 3 or 4 games they haven't scored. The last so many games they haven't scored. So they 0-0 yesterday with Stoke.
It's a game we should really be looking to win, shouldn't we? And if we do win it, what a strong position we're going to be in going into the Leeds game. Who do we come out of Leeds with, Pete?
Then we've got 2 away games, haven't we? We got Norwich away on the Saturday, and then Millwall away.
Yeah.
Then we don't. Then I think we don't play on the weekend because we've got Middlesbrough on the Monday.
Yeah. So the Norwich game, Norwich are struggling a bit, but they've had a little bit of a turnaround, haven't they? I think they won yesterday. Millwall are flying high, aren't they?
They're another one, aren't they? They're functional, but we absolutely battered them at our place, didn't we?
They were awful. Well, they're one of the worst teams I've seen at St Andrews.
Yeah. I agree. So, perhaps lightning can strike twice. You never know.
Let's just get out there, win every game and get up there.
It's like, really, we could be looking here at like another nine points, couldn't we? If we can beat, I mean, it's not impossible to beat Albion away. It's not impossible to beat Norwich away. And Millwall's just going to be a tough game, isn't it?
I don't know where I sit with the Leeds game. Should we just concentrate on the league, that scenario? But then I believe in momentum. If you win it, just keep winning. Yeah. No, I'm in the tilt in that day, Pete. Steve.
And the other thing you were saying, Steve, go on a bit of a run. But looking at it yesterday before the games kicked off, we were 5 points off. We're 2 points off now. Because you don't know what other teams are going to do you? The results go your way, and it's like, oh bloody hell, we're suddenly only 2 points off now. We're in 10th position, but we're only 2 points off.
All you can do is win your games, and I think if I was disappointed last week that we didn't win, because had we won, we'd have been 2 points off 6th place. This week we are 2 points off, so 2 points off 6th. You're in touch, aren't you? You're definitely there. So we were all worrying about, can we get anywhere near the top 6? We're near it now. So I think we have a great opportunity.
Yeah, and isn't it good that we're looking up the table, not down the table?
Yeah.
Makes a change, doesn't it?
You look sort of like two weeks ago, everyone's saying, look at Hull there. They're absolutely flying. They've had 2 home games and managed to get 1 point out of them two home games.
Yeah.
It's about hitting form at the right time.
Crazy, isn't it? Because we've lost 1 in 10.
Yeah.
It's a great record.
Song, isn't it? But, we're coming together at the right time.
Yeah, it's like, and St Andrews yesterday was a bit of a cauldron, wasn't it? I mean, particularly at the start. Obviously I wasn't in the ground. You'll be able to tell me better than that, Pete and Paul. But it sounded like it was back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it reminded me a bit of when we lost, when we beat Peterborough after being 2-0 down. I know we weren't down in the game, but it's just that they felt an inevitability about that we would go on and win that game, and the crowd stayed with it. if you went on social media and went on the Blues thing, they'd be calling them for all sorts and saying they're shit. It's not good enough. Da, 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 da. But getting back to Brighton, his vibe. The vibe I got was that it was just a matter of time before we scored that second goal,
Yeah, I thought that as well.
which
I
was a
was
great.
just thinking, every time we went forward, this is going to be the attack. This is going to be the attack. Because I loved, and I know a lot of people in the ground would have been going, stop fucking playing it side to side. But the way we went left to right relentlessly did open them up. And the more we did it, the tighter they got, and it opened gaps up. And that's how we scored in the end, was that the gap for Ducks to make that pass, the killer pass to Stansfield. You tire a team out like that, there's no coming back for them. And I mean, fair play to King. He gambled a little bit to try and get a point out of it. But like Pete said, I just thought it was inevitable. It was only a matter of time till that ball went in the net.
I still think had Dave's stayed at 11 men, we'd have still got that goal. I know some people and some of
I
the
think we would. I agree with you 100%.
but some of the people, some of the comments on the other side, well, had there been that 11 men, it wasn't for the sending off, they wouldn't have got the 3 points. We fucking did. We 100% deserved that.
Yeah, but why? The thing is, like, why do people even have to say that? The thing is, they were down to 10 men because they had a player that made a really rash challenge that was an idiot. You make challenges like that, you deserve to go down to 10 men. We've done it ourselves. We went down to 10 men against Coventry, we went down to 10 men against, who else was it? Robinson got sent off twice, You can cry about it, but at the end of the day, it's your own fault, isn't it?
Absolutely. 100% on that. But now I've really enjoyed yesterday. I thought, well, as the new players we brought in still haven't gelled. You could see Solis was still kind of looking left to right to see who was where. That'll come. We'll get better and better. Leeds, I don't give a shit, honestly, as long as there's no injuries and we come out of that okay.
Ronnie, we don't get beat like 4-0 or something, because Leeds ain't the best team. They'll probably suit us quite well because we play football, don't we?
Yeah, but like you said, they're quite an attacking team, Leeds. But yeah, like I said, as long as not too much damage, I don't give a fiddlers about that. But then again, Chris Davis is going to think, I've got a team here who can take that. It'd be a good test to see exactly where we're at with the new players. He's got now a few days to gel them together again, get them back together, get them refreshed. And then he's going to fancy that.
Well, I think this week is pretty full on. I don't think they're going to have much chance to train. They won't be in tomorrow, I don't think. They will be in tomorrow, but then they'll play Tuesday. They won't be in Wednesday. They'll probably won't be in Thursday. They'll be in Friday, and then they play on Sunday, don't they? So they've got an extra day. So that's quite good, actually. I forgot about that. So we have got a little bit more time together. But I think the new lads have settled in quite well, to be honest. I think Solis has been an absolute revelation. He's probably been the best of them. In terms of, if you had to pick one that's made the biggest change to the team, I would say it would be Solis, because and I know Osman's been absolutely brilliant, and Vicente's looked great on the ball, but he's the one that's made the big change to the nucleus of the team, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, but for me, Wagner as well. I mean, if you look at some of them crosses he was putting in
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, he's got a great left foot, hasn't he?
Do you know what I mean? Okay, we're unlucky with a few of them, obviously, but when you can see when he's on the ball, defenders don't like him. They just don't know what he's going to do. Them balls he's putting in, they're just fucking, honestly, you're just praying for someone to be on the end of it.
I think he's been very good with Osman as well. Osman was saying how much Wagner helps him by helping him with his positional play. In the Championship or in football in general. I mean, he hasn't got much experience himself, Wagner, in the Championship, but Osman was saying he supports him all the way through the game, telling him where to be, what to do, and he does a lot of covering. Osman, doesn't he? He does a lot of mileage in the game. I'd love to have a little look at Osman's bra after the game. Them things, and it tells you how much they've run and what their heat map is. I can't wait to see Osman's heat map. because Solis was unbelievable against Oxford. The ground he covered was absolutely brilliant. Amazing.
What did that? I thought Prisk that we should have had a stonewall penalty right towards the end of the game when he was sort of like.
Yeah, you're right.
Looked like he was flipping wrestled to the floor. I haven't seen it back, so I don't know. But first
Well,
impression was that was a stoner.
yeah, my son and grandson sit in the opposite end to me. They sit in the Tilton, and I met him up after the game, and I asked him, and he said, "Bang on, it was a penalty all day long."
Looked like a penalty.
Yeah. So they sit right. They sit right on top of that incident where that happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to. Listen, all have a great Sunday. It's been lovely catching up again. I will make it more often. I'm off on another plane to far away, to Barcelona. So have a great
I'm
Sunday.
going to see you in 2 weeks, and are you coming out here?
27th. I have to all book that today.
Yeah.
I'll come on the Thursday, Steve, and I'll stay on Sunday. I might come on come on the Thursday, and I'll go on the Sunday.
Yeah, 3 days is enough for you, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm only joking. Yeah, nice one, Bill. I'll see you later. So have a nice time in Barcelona.
Will do. Talk to you in a bit. Bye-bye.
See you, son.
All right.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so if I had to ask you then who your man of the match is, we'll just do a quick man of the match before we wind it up. We'll start with Angus. You've been very quiet today, Angus. You're all right, mate, aren't you?
Yes, I'm tired. I just got out of bed. No, I think the online player from Brighton, the winger, Osman, is it?
Osman.
Yeah, he had a good game. Solid had a pretty decent game. Stands still with a goal that just sealed it. I mean, he don't score a lot in the last 10, 15 games, but he just needs a service. And I think now he's got that one, he'll go on.
Yeah. He's a great player, isn't he?
Brilliant player, yeah.
So it's Osman for you.
I think so, yep.
Paul?
See, Osman will get all the headlines because of speed, pace, the excitement. But Solis or Wagner, I just think so bloody dependable. They just so solid that allows a star like Osman to shine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Solis. No, I'm going to go with Wagner.
Oh, yeah, quick change there. Dave?
I'm sort of with Paul as whether it was not with the Solis, but with Osman or Wagner, and I'm going to go Wagner.
So we've got 2 Wagners, 1 Osman.
1 Osman.
Clive?
Well, I never seen any of the game, but I've talked to lots of people last night, asked their view of the game, and all I can say, I never asked them who their best man is, but most of my friends, I've talked to about 7 of them online, and I said Solis. They said Solis. He said they all did, they all deserved to win, they all played well, but just Solis maybe the edge a little bit.
Paul, Wagner. Was it Wagner, Paul?
Yes, Wagner.
Dave, the same. Solis. Pete?
I'm going to go with Osman for one simple reason: is that he gets you out your seat. Is that every time he gets that ball, expecting something to happen. Now, don't get me wrong. There should be no eyeing team, shouldn't they? They all put a shift in. They were all good in their own way yesterday. I thought Clara looked pretty dominant as well, and looking back to the Clara we know compared to how he was a couple of months ago.
Centre-backs looked dependable, didn't they?
Exactly, and don't it make a big difference when that happens? As they've mentioned about Wagner, he was giving Osman the confidence to be able to try and do things, knowing that he was being backed up there. I love Vicenti's little touches, and he's going to be probably the one we'll be talking about in a couple of weeks' time when everybody gets on the same wavelength. Obviously, you love Big John in there, totally dependable. You know what you're going to get. But just for that excitement bit, I'm going to go with the Osman. Like, you know,
I've got the casting vote then because we've got two Osmonds, two Wagners, and a Solis. I probably was going to go with Solis, but I'm going to have to go with Osman and I really because he was the game changer yesterday. I don't know Wagner had a great game, but so our man of the match is going to be Osman, isn't it? I think. But you know, I mean, to start like that, you know, that explosive start and all the way through that game, he caused them nightmares, didn't he? You know, you've got Pereira, who's a good fullback, and you've got, you know, that to bring Fatawa back to try and mark him because they couldn't cope with his pace. You know, he's going to destroy some defences, isn't he? You know, when you get, you know, big, cumbersome defenders, I forget, there's a couple of teams that have got like 6-footers, Wrexham for a start off, you know, 6-footers all across the back four. You know, he's going to absolutely go have a party with him, innit?
can I just ask one thing? And this ain't a criticism now; it's a question. But you know, when we're playing away and looking to hit teams on the break, there, do you think Solis has got it in his locker to see a pass, to see a run, to play that ball over the top of their fullback for Osman to run onto, or
I think
something?
he's got that pass, and I think we've seen him make some good passes, Pete. Although
Yeah.
it's not really, you know, his job really is to get the ball off the defender and to give it to someone who's going to make that pass. But I do think he's got the pass. I think we've seen a few really good passes off him. There's a few wayward ones yesterday, weren't there? I
Yeah.
mean, he hits a couple just straight into the crowd.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like I say, in no way that's a criticism of him.
Yeah.
It's more a question.
Well, I was sort of a little bit dumbfounded when he did that because the one ball, I think it was on the right hand side, and we were attacking the Tilton, I think, and he hit the ball to the. He was on the left, sorry, he hit the ball to the right, where I think he was probably looking for, I don't know, Doyle or someone or whatever, and the ball just went straight into the cup. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
There wasn't a player anywhere near it, and I thought, what? Yeah. But I think he has got that pass in him. Yeah, I do. I mean, he's a wonderful footballer, I think.
I'm not sure whether it's his game, really. I think he probably has. But in a way, he will be shore up the defence, find Pake hit the ball.
That's the ideal, isn't it? And to me, Pake's looked a lot more relaxed and less hurried. Now he's got Solis by him.
Pake's looking like he was when he was in League One.
Yeah, and I think Pete made a good, you know, a good. It's a massive comparison to make, but when he said Patrick Vieira, I can see it. You know.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I said it when
not quite so much a Carlton Palmer, but Patrick Vieira. I don't know if you're saying that Carlton Palmer thing with your tongue in your cheek, Pete, or not.
Yeah.
Probably
well, it was just that whole thing about being up at Hillsborough and then big, long legs just suddenly appearing and nicking the ball.
What they call telescopic legs, isn't he, really? But yeah, what a great player Solis is. And it'd be interesting to see what the team is on Tuesday. I think we're going to probably, you know, Chris Davis doesn't like to change and lose a winning team, does he? But are we going to? Do we need to rest anyone for the Leeds game? Not really. It's a cup game, so you're going to go out with your best available 11, aren't you? What he may do is give Panzo a run out and make sure Neumann's all right for Sunday. But the thing I was going to talk about, and I'll just quickly bring it up, was people were saying, you know, like about Neumann, he's playing well. He's the best. He's not the best centre half that we have. I don't think so. I think, you know, he's similar to Clara. Clara's a better version of him. You know, he's better at doing what he does, in my opinion. But, you know, Chris Davis brought a left-sided centre half in for a reason. And we've got two left-sided centre halves now. And I think Robinson would probably be the first choice. And that would get Clara back on his better side, which is his right side. He doesn't defend too well on the left, Clara. So is the idea like to replace Neumann?
No, I think he's there to cover him when he
Yeah.
gets injured, isn't it?
Yeah, but you got two right-sided centre halves at the moment.
The-
And the
the-
point I'm making is we bought a left-sided centre half for a reason, haven't we? You know, it's so we've got a first choice right side and left side, and a second choice for right side and left side. That's me just being a little bit like devil's advocate. But is Neumann seen as like?
Yeah. It took me a little
the-
bit by surprise yesterday that when Neumann went off injured, I was immediately looking for Panzo as a direct replacement and switched Clara to the right and put Panzo on the left. But he didn't. He took Neumann off and brings on
Yeah, I think
Samuel
it would
Bryant.
have been. I think it would have been different if we were playing against 11 men. I think the reason he just went really with one centre half, didn't it?
Yeah,
Well, two,
yeah.
but the other one, he
It's
didn't
almost
move
like a three at
Samuel.
the back,
He
wasn't it?
didn't. He didn't move Samuel to, like to centre half. Samuel. He put Samuel up on the right. So really, having Iwata and Clara there was all we needed. I think if it had been a different scenario, I think Panzo would definitely have come on if we'd needed two centre halves. Because you don't see us
I'll tell
playing
you.
with three at the back very often, do you?
Yeah, I was going to say, there's one other thing I'd like to say though, is that remember when everyone was all piling onto Jonathan Grounds about like our set pieces are shite and everything.
They're really good now.
They've improved beyond recognition, haven't they? That they're looking inventive. We're looking dangerous from corners and everything, and so they've obviously it's something that they've been working on.
Have they got a set piece coach like a lot of these other clubs now?
Yeah, Jonathan Grounds.
Is he?
Jonathan
It
Grounds.
is him, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Pike, Wagner, and Doyle are all really good at delivering a dead ball, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, like I say, we're quick to criticise, aren't we? But a bit of praise, for the bloke. You can say, "Oh, well, yeah, he's doing his job. He shouldn't have been. He should have been doing it from the first place." But fair play to the bloke. Let's give the bloke a bit of praise.
Yeah, and there's a few times when that ball's been hit, like from a corner, and you see it sail over the 6-yard box, and you think, "Oh God, he's hit it too long," and suddenly there's someone on right on the far post, on the edge of the 6-yard box to nod it back, and you think, "Well, that's definitely a worked move, isn't it?"
Yeah, absolutely.
So you see those coming in more regularly now, which is great. We're looking forward to Tuesday. That's going to be absolutely brilliant. We're going to look forward to next Sunday when we talk again. Are we going to do what we do on a Sunday normally next week? Because we've got a kick-off, haven't we, at 12?
12
I was
o'clock
going to say
kickoff.
12 o'clock. I'll be out for that one anyway. Someone else might be able to get a chance to talk.
Well, I'll be here,
Angus,
so
no, Clive.
we'll still be here. But
Clive will do all the talking.
I don't think he'll have his choppers in by then, will you, son?
No, I'm still waiting to see the specialist about my teeth at the top. Bottom teeth will be next year, top teeth in the next couple of months, mate.
Bloody gorgeous. You look like Jeff Hurst when you get them big top teeth in.
Thank you very much indeed, sir.
But listen, guys, thank you so much for making the effort this morning. We had quite a lot of people on today, didn't we, Angus? It's lovely to see you, mate. You've been a bit quiet today, but we all love Angus, don't we? Do you remember when he used to be just someone we never saw?
Yeah.
I remember that when he used to just turn his camera off and be anonymous. And I always thought he would, Spy Ring. You ever played that game from Waddington's? And the spies have got little hats on, like always, and an aerial sticking out the head. That's what I imagined Angus to look like, but he doesn't. And Paul, it's lovely to have you with us again, mate. Thank you for joining us. You have to do it more often. And Dave, of course, here every week, as usual. He's looking like he's got a very classic background today. What's your background, mate?
It's dim because it's just a white background. It's just me white wall behind me, but I don't know why it's dark.
Looks nice.
But anyway,
and Clive,
but
you in the kitchen again.
You used to think I looked like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I've changed my mind now.
I thought it was Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, I'll have that.
Listen, I'm going to have to go, guys.
I'm
Listen,
glad you're
catch up
looking.
with you
I'm glad
whenever.
everything went well for you last week, son. And
Thank you very much. Thank you.
you are looking really well, and your mouth looks a million times better.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for that. Thank you.
It does. And Pete, as usual, me old mucker. I'll have a chat with you, Pete, about the website over the next hour or two. We've got to get some stuff in there now, and got to give him some stuff to load up for us. But guys, thanks so much. If anyone's tuned in to watch us, thank you. Well, you will. I know you will. We do
Dave,
quite a lot of
get out
numbers
with your
now.
camera, mate.
Pardon?
Get out with your camera.
Yeah, it's actually sunny at the moment, but trying to take a big camera with a 30-kilo German Shepherd pulling me around is a bit difficult.
Well, that'll keep you occupied. Guys, thank you so much. And everyone, keep right on, guys.